Hello friends, this is Durga from IT University. Uh, those especially who are joining from YouTube, uh, this is primarily, hello friends, this is Durga from IT University. This is primarily kickoff session for my upcoming training, which will be starting on March 19th, which is nothing but Big Data Engineering Live Bootcamp. Sorry, Data Engineering Live Bootcamp using Big Data. So I will get into the agenda shortly. In case if you want to, if you are serious about taking this training, and if you have any questions that needs to be clarified, and if you want to interact with me directly, you can join the Zoom session. Let me share the link with you. Even those who join from YouTube, you guys can actually go to the chat, pick up this link of Zoom, and you can also join through Zoom, and I'll be able to interact with you directly. Even using YouTube, I will be looking at the chat once in a while, and I will try to answer some of your questions. But if you want to talk to me directly, I cannot do it through YouTube Hangout. You have to join the Zoom session. That being said, let me open the calendar invite so that I don't miss out on the agenda, and then we'll take it from there. So agenda is primarily overview of the course and also FAQs. Already I said what are the different FAQs I'm going to cover, and I'll be talking about them in detail. Okay. That being said, before actually getting into the agenda, let me give a brief overview about IT University. At IT University, we are trying to create a holistic learning platform, or learning platform with a holistic learning experience by providing content, support, hands-on labs, etc. So 3 years back, we started with a YouTube channel called IT University. Earlier, it was called as Technology Mentor, and then 2 years back, I have changed it to IT University. And we started publishing courses in the form of playlists. There is enormous amount of content with respect to big data on YouTube. And we started getting traction around 2 years back once we started publishing some courses in the form of playlists for the certifications. But one of the drawback of using just videos is if you want to access any material for your reference, you have to search in the video. It's not that easy to search within the video. That's when around 1 year back I have started, or 1.5 years back, I have started something called itversity.com, which is nothing but a blog. It's a free community website. And some of the courses which we have published in YouTube are created as courses in the blog also. So for example, CCA 175 Spark and Hadoop developer using Scala. Along with the videos, we also provide reference material, code snippets, everything at one place. So for example, if I go to one of the topic on Scoop, you can see brief overview about what we are going to cover in this video, and also the code snippets. It can get a bit verbose in some cases. In some cases, it might not be that much verbose. Videos are typically short in nature. In these courses, it will give a better user experience for you rather than just going through the playlist in the YouTube. And then I realized that a lot of people want to learn big data, but environment is a challenge for them. So either they need to have a very high-end laptop, which will cost around $1,700 to $2,500 with 16 GB RAM, i7 quad core, etc. Or they have to spend good amount of money on AWS or some other environment. They have to struggle in setting up the environment, and then only they will be able to learn from the developer perspective. To make it a bit more productive, we have launched something called labs.itversity.com around 15 months back, where We'll provide you access to a 30-node big data cluster. As of now, there is only one product, which is nothing but Big Data Developer Labs. In future, we will come up with more and more products here. So the idea is to improve your productivity or to give you better learning experience by providing hands-on labs without you worrying about setting up the environment and all those things. And big data is a bit expensive. Especially you have to have either an expensive laptop or you have to spend good amount of money for AWS or whatever it is. So by providing big data developer labs for people who want to learn big data, we make it very cost effective, and also we accelerate the learning process. And on top of these three, at times you will be having questions, and if you have any questions, it is better to get a collaborative support. Keeping that in mind, we have started forums. Around the same time when we started the labs, we started the forums also. So forums is nothing but discuss.itverse.com, and here you can ask the questions anytime, and it is supported by community. There are, as of today, there are 4,500 people signed up to this platform, and it's very interactive. I hardly look at many of the issues here. Some of the issues I have my own team, which will keep track and try to solve some issues. Other issues, community is actually supporting other people whenever they're stuck, especially with respect to bugs in the code, etc. So by providing videos in the form of, providing content in the form of videos, reference material in the form of blogs, hands-on practice in the form of labs, and support in the form of community forums, we are trying to give a holistic learning experience to you, especially while learning the emerging technologies. That is a bit overview about ITversity, which started 3 years back. And then as we gained traction, we started publishing courses or providing live trainings. And in that aspect, we are planning to start something called Data Engineering Bootcamp using Big Data Ecosystem. Big Data Ecosystem will be one of the major component of the course. And it's a long-term training. It's not just one technology. There are multiple technologies which we'll be covering as part of this. You can go through the agenda here. We'll start with Linux fundamentals, where we will be taught with Linux commands, starting from simple commands like ls, and then a bit advanced commands like find, and also we'll get into shell scripting. And also you will be very comfortable getting into SSH and all those things. So all those tricks and also techniques, which I have learned over a period of last 15 years or 13 years of industry experience, I'll try to fine tune and make it as simple as possible for anyone who want to get into the big data ecosystem. Linux is very, very important to be a successful data engineer or in building career with respect to big data. It's kind of a foundation. Hence, I'm spending almost 10 to 12 hours on Linux fundamentals alone. And then database essentials, not fundamentals. As part of the database essentials, I'll be covering normalization. I'll be covering dimensional modeling a bit, and quite extensively with respect to SQL. Not only from traditional RDBMS perspective, but also from NoSQL databases such as MongoDB. I will just give a brief introduction about those things. Hence, you will understand about databases a bit more in detail before getting into data engineering, operating system, and then database essentials. Then we'll get into basics of programming. You will be learning 2 programming languages. One is Python and another one is Scala. Don't think that it is too much to learn these 2. They are very similar programming languages. If you learn one, you will be able to adapt to the second one very quickly. And there is a reason why I am trying to cover both the programming languages in detail. Once we go through these programming languages, then we will get into the big data. And big data is only approximately 50 hours out of 100 hours. And even in the big data, we will be primarily focusing on Spark. So we'll start with the big data. You will see all the tools and the technologies that are part of big data ecosystem, such as HDFS, MapReduce, Hive, Scoop, Pig, Woozy, etc. But we will only deep dive into Spark. And when we cover Spark, we will be covering Spark using both Python as well as Scala as programming languages. That's why it takes 36 hours. So even though it is Spark driven, again, you will be using programming such as Python and Scala. So out of this 100 hours training, almost 70 hours or 60 to 70 hours, you will be interacting with programming languages quite extensively. Okay, so programming languages are the key, and we will be focused on that aspect more than anything else. And then some of the big data projects or data engineering projects are done on AWS. Hence, within 4 to 6 hours, I will give brief overview about what AWS is. We will try to map whatever we learn with AWS, and then you can use it as foundation, and you can build few more skills over a period of time. Hence, we will be covering a very brief introduction about AWS. That being said, even though it covers only 4 to 6 hours, most of the components in AWS with respect to data engineering are based on the ones which we have seen earlier. So it's kind of a foundation or foundation for add-on onto your data engineering skills. With this 4 to 6 hours effort after learning these things, it will start making a lot more sense than if I explain anything right now. Okay, and then streaming analytics. Again, this is a bit on Spark, and there are a few technologies like Flume and Kafka. Those things will be covered here. And then very brief introduction about machine learning, visualization using Tableau, and finally, I'll be giving job marketing and social networking tips. Okay, so I will just share my experience about how I used to search jobs in the job market, how I get traction to my profile, and all those things within 4 hours. I'll not be helping you in by providing tips in creating resumes and all those things. It's all up to you. I strongly believe that if you cannot create your profile by yourself, then there is something fundamentally wrong, and you have to focus on that aspect by yourself. Hence, I will not be talking about building the profile and all those things. I will be primarily focused about how to search effectively in platforms like Dice, and also how to get traction to your profile over a long period of time. So this is the agenda. It will take anywhere between, it will take almost 100 hours. And the training will be at least 5 to 6 hours a week, and it will go for 4 months. So when I say 5 to 6 hours a week for 4 months or even more, per month it could be around 20 to 25 hours, and over 4 months it could be somewhere between 90 to 100 hours. Will fall in that range. Okay, and the resources what we will be getting: lab access for 1 year, dedicated Slack group or WhatsApp group, so that we can interact with you. There will be people to support you in case if you are stuck somewhere, so that you practice while you learn, and then lifetime access to training videos, either on YouTube or on our own platform. And lifetime access will be only given to those who will be taking this training by paying the cost. Earlier, I used to stream the videos for free, but some people are feeling uncomfortable that they want to pay the fee, but if I'm providing the same content for free, they express a bit of discomfort. That being said, most of these topics are available in YouTube already, and I'll be adding more and more content separately, which is in line with this curriculum, but we will not be sharing this exclusive material with the public for free. And then there will be practice exercises and 24/7 community-based support. And also, as a team, I will be assigning 2-3 people who will be keeping track of your issues, and we will try to resolve all the issues in these 4 months. And cost is $600 for users from the US and other users abroad, and 28,000 plus GST for Indian users. This is the full price. But as of now, till February 20th, which is tomorrow, or this Wednesday, the price is $550. $50 discount will be there, and for Indian users, it's 25,500 rupees plus GST. If you want invoice, you have to send an email. Otherwise, you can directly click on this button and process the payment for the early bird discount price, which is $550. For students, I give deep discount. It's $300 for students from the US and even other students abroad. For students from India, it is 14,000 rupees. Those who already have lab access, by having I run a special discount in the labs for students for $75 for 2 years. Those who already took that account, the price will be $225 only, or we will be deducting that amount from this 14,000 rupees. So it's $300 minus if you already have the lab access, or I can say $225 plus lab access. Bulk discounts are also available for corporate companies. So if you are from a corporate, if you want a bulk discount, just send an email to training@itverse.com. We will follow up with you and we will try to get some discount. Schedule and timings, it's 4 days a week, Monday to Thursday. This is the fixed time, 9:30 p.m. to 10:45 p.m. But be prepared that it might extend for 15 more minutes. It will be Tuesday to Friday for India time, and it will be in the morning. It's actually 7 a.m. Because the time zone will change very soon in US. Hence, for Indian audience, it will be 7 a.m. And all US and Indian holidays and long weekends will be honored. So we will not be taking any classes in US as well as Indian holidays and also the long weekends. And I designed this training on business days to give the weekends for all the working professionals to their personal life. And on top of this 1 hour training or 1.5 hour training per day, which is 6 hours per week, probably the working professionals might have to put another 4 hours of additional effort every week. And with the 10 hours per week effort, they'll be able to build all these skills, no matter which background they come from. But for freshers or who don't have prior experience in IT, they might have to put a bit more effort until they understand the concepts, digest the information, and follow the subsequent modules. That being said, here are the FAQs. The reason why I have named it as Data Engineering Bootcamp is it is the practice of processing data for an enterprise. Through the course of this bootcamp, a user will learn all the essential skills and will be equipped to process both streaming and data in offline batches. And data engineering is becoming the industry standard keyword with respect to data processing. Hence, I have included the title. I have included the phrase data engineering in the title. So some people might ask why Linux and database essentials or languages like Python and Scala. And I will quickly give answer on this. Linux is the standard operating system, and it is essential for almost every IT job role, as long as it is technical. Unless someone become managerial, it might not add much of a value. But as long as a person is hands-on, be it developer, be it tester, be it architect, anyone, or analyst, they have to interact with Linux, and having the knowledge of Linux can boost the productivity significantly, especially with respect to data engineering or data engineer. Linux is one of the key skill to excel and increase the productivity on regular basis. It helps in validating the data, unit testing the data, troubleshooting the issues. In many ways, it will help you to improve your productivity on your day-to-day job. Same is the case with SQL. SQL is not only for those who are highly technical, who are working on highly technical roles. Even if one is a BI developer or a data analyst who want to run queries against a database and generate certain ad hoc reports, they have to have good understanding of about database essentials. So that's why I'm covering database essentials here. Python is a preferred programming language in data science as well as data engineering. I know a lot of ETL projects are re-engineered using Python from Informatica and other enterprise licensed products. Hence, Python is a preferred programming language, and having knowledge of Python will help you significantly. The reason why Scala, you need to learn Scala is when it comes to big data, especially with Spark. Spark is developed by Scala, and at least 40% of the projects are built using Scala, because from the performance perspective, it is superior than Python. Even though from programming perspective, both are at same level of difficulty, but for performance perspective, Scala is better, and hence many companies are embracing Scala with respect to big data projects, especially including Spark. Hence, learning Python as well as Scala um, get you broader set of opportunities than just learning one programming language. That's why I'm emphasizing on both. And you can do that research by going to DICE and search for all the Spark-based projects. Some say Scala, some say Python, some say Python or Scala. Hence, learning both will help you a lot. And why not Java? Java is not a very data processing friendly programming language. For example, if I have to join two data sets with Scala or Python, I can do it in 5 lines of code. Whereas with Java, I might have to write 150 to 100 lines of code. From data engineering perspective, Java is not very popular. Hence, it's enough to learn either Python or Scala or both. And the next frequently asked question which I come across is, who is the best suited audience for the bootcamp? Who can gain the most value from it? Traditional ETL and data warehouse developers. It's a very good training for them. I already got some feedback from people. They are waiting for this kind of training, and a couple of guys already signed up as well. Mainframes professionals hoping to switch careers to open systems. It will definitely add great value for them. They'll be learning programming languages, Linux, and many other skills. Testing professionals to transition to development roles. Entry-level professionals to learn essential skills that are relevant to the industry. Is the bootcamp certified? Is the certification recognized elsewhere? We might give a course completion certificate, but to be frank, our certificate doesn't have any value at all. However, our content is created for industry recognized certifications. So after the training with a brief revision, you can go ahead and give any of the industry recognized certifications, and each of those certifications will cost you in the range of $150 to $300. You can choose one of them and go ahead and give the certification, and that adds more value than whatever certificate we give from ITversity. I'm not programmer, but I have experience in the IT industry. Would I find the data engineer training relevant? Definitely, it can help you further any career in IT, but one need to learn basic programming skills, Linux skills, and database skills. Unless you are open to learn these skills, you will not be a good fit for data engineer type of roles in IT industry. How long it would take for a beginner to gain the skills to be employable? It should take about 4 months, subject to one's discipline and curiosity to learn. Does ITversity offer? It's $1 million question. After paying so much of fee, does ITversity offer assistance in job seeking at the end of the bootcamp? We guarantee skills, and we make sure you are industry ready, but we will not be providing any placement assistance. At this time, we don't have anything in pipeline. But as the training continue, if any companies shows interest to hire people, definitely we will connect both the dots, and it's up to the caliber of the individual to crack the jobs. So at this time, we don't have anything in pipeline, but we will try to engage some clients to interact with you directly. And if you are interested, you can go through their interview process, and you can do the career switch. But we directly do not guarantee any placement, or we don't even give serious placement assistance. What are the certifications covered as part of this course? So these are the industry recognized certifications. The first one is Cloudera Certified Associate, which is provided by Cloudera. Then HDPCD Spark, HDPCD, and Databricks Certified Spark Developer, Mapper Certified Spark Developer. You can go ahead and give one of these certifications after going through the training. I would highly recommend CCA 175 Spark and Hadoop Developer more than anything else. That being said, that is the agenda and FAQs. If you have any question, Q&A, you can let me know. Again, those who are on YouTube channel, if you have any questions, you can actually join the Zoom session and you can ask questions in the Zoom directly. Okay, so Giri from YouTube is saying text is not clear. You might have to expand this settings icon and change the quality to a better version, then it will work. Yeah, it is. It is as I have mentioned to you earlier, Chandu. There will be a better structure. There will be a support, and also I haven't covered any series of videos on Linux essentials or database essentials. I started on database essentials, but I stopped in the middle. But now I will be covering whatever is mentioned in agenda in a proper structured format, and people will get 1 year lab access. They will get live support for those 4 months, so that they can learn at a disciplined pace. So that's the major difference. Otherwise, most of the content will stay same. Any questions from the Zoom? Who joined from Zoom? So as of now, I am targeting at least 100 people to be part of this workshop. Already approximately 7 people signed up and 3 more in queue. And I don't know whether I'll be able to reach 100 or not, but we are targeting at least 100 people to be part of this workshop. If I am able to get 100 people, then definitely I can create a report of these 100 people and try marketing to the clients in Hyderabad or in India as well as in US. So from when can we start the lab facility? If you want, we can give immediately. Once you make the payment, we can give the lab access immediately. Otherwise, we will start on March 19th. It's up to you. So you will get 1 year lab access whenever you start from. So if you make the payment today, you will get till February 28th, 2019. I'll give the access immediately if you want access immediately. Otherwise, it will start from March 19th and it will go up to March 19th. So will this bootcamp training cover the mentioned certification specific topic only, or every Hadoop ecosystem topic is explained from end to end? Not every. If I have to explain every topic end to end, it will go forever. So the training will cover whatever is required for data engineering as a job role, not just tools within Hadoop ecosystem. So there are certain tools like Pig, Oozy, etc. They are not that important anymore. Hence, I will not be getting into too many details with respect to Pig, Oozy, etc. But whatever skills that are highly relevant, for example, Spark is highly relevant today in the market. AWS EMR is highly relevant in the market today. Programming is very, very important. Those will be covered. Spark will be covered. So whatever is relevant, I'll be covering those things. Whatever is not relevant, I will just give an overview. So as part of the introduction to big data, each and every tool, you will get an overview. But we will be discarding certain tools which are not highly relevant for the today's data engineer job title. So what is the cost of the course? Any discount for people who are going to do masters in 2018 fall? Yeah. So for all students, as I have mentioned to you, it will be either $225 plus lab access. If you already have lab access, we'll discount that from that, and you will be charged only $225. So Raghavendra, I have asked a very important question: how data engineering is different from data analyst and data scientist. Data analyst is a very low-hanging fruit. If you have SQL skills, you can support the business by running queries against the data for an application, and give the report data or report to the business users. It's a very low-hanging fruit job. I know in India it is treated as a superior job than developer analyst term, but in US it is not the case. It's a very low paying, and it's kind of a low end job in IT. So with respect to data analyst, you cannot compare with data engineering at all. You just need to have SQL skills. Beyond that, if you have some business knowledge, it will help you some a bit. And when it comes to data scientist, data engineering is one aspect of the data scientist. Data scientist have to have multiple skills. One is machine learning, mathematics and statistics, which includes algorithms with respect to machine learning. That is one key skill for data scientist. Second key skill is domain. So after learning mathematics and statistics, a successful data scientist will be typically having a good knowledge in a particular domain. It could be finance, it could be risk, it could be retail, it could be fraud. Like that, there can be a number of domains. It could be cyber security. So after mathematics as well as statistics, along with algorithm knowledge, with domain knowledge, if you want to understand the other key skill for data scientist, that will be data engineering. The third key skill for data scientist is data engineering. If you want to pursue to be, or if you are aspiring to be a data scientist, you have to focus on all these three. Yeah, statistics, mathematics and statistics, then functional knowledge, then programming or data engineering. It's the least important of the three. In a bigger company, data scientists might not have enough bandwidth to do programming. It will be outsourced to the data engineering team within the company. In the smaller organization, data scientist might not be very busy to analyze the company with all the data science algorithms in the world. He just need to understand the business of the small company and try to come up with a few mathematics algorithms that can be applied on that data. And then probably he have to spend time on data engineering also. The small companies might not have enough budgets to have a separate data engineering team. Then data scientists have to do the data engineering as well. So Patil, most likely it will go on. Even though I'm targeting for 100, even if I can get 20, I'll proceed with this. I'll not give up. So I have some other idea to make money out of this. So after creating the content, probably I might sell this course at a self-paced basis at a discounted price, or I might use some of this material for some other purposes. So I have some follow-up plans in mind. So I'm very serious to take this. If it is only 7-8 people, if I don't get much of a subscription, then I might rethink. But I can guarantee 90% guarantee that it will it will go very. And even in previous training sessions also, without much marketing itself, I got 35 subscriptions. This time I'm definitely confident that I will reach at least that number, and 90% I'll be taking it this training. Don't worry too much about it. Any other questions either on YouTube or yeah, so on Zoom, he's asking, can we expect, Ramesh is asking, can we expect this bootcamp training will cover advanced concepts programming which may not cover in YouTube tutorial? There might be certain aspects of it. Means already whatever content I have in YouTube is a bit advanced. It's not very basic stuff. Okay. So, but still there will be certain aspects of it. For example, I might cover as Kaban, which is a workflow tool, which we set up and try to execute the workflows. So there are certain things which will be covered, keeping data engineering in mind more than a particular technology. Keeping data engineering in mind, we will get into some of the nuances which you typically don't see in most of the YouTube videos. So Shrikar is asking, what role do data engineers play in any organization? So he will be primarily focused on getting data processed for a company. So that you will understand if you sign up for the course. As part of the introduction session, I will explain what data engineers actually do in an industry. If you want, already there are some videos in YouTube which you can actually watch. So let me go to my YouTube channel, and let me go to my earlier trainings. Yeah, this is my last training, and I think this covers what is the role of a big data engineer. Sorry. Okay, so you can watch this Shrikar, and it will give a fair bit of understanding about what data engineering does in a company. So Pawan is asking, do we need any high configuration for course? As long as you have 64-bit operating system and 4 GB, you are good to go. 4 GB RAM and 64-bit operating system. Even if you don't have, I will just let me know. We will try to provide something like this. Not for all, but only for those who don't have 64-bit machines with 4 GB. You will, from the browser itself, you can connect to the lab, and this will be given only for those extreme exceptional cases. So you will get a remote desktop. This is a 64-bit machine, and you can we will give some elevated permissions where you will be setting up the environment on this. But if you have 4 GB RAM and 64-bit operating system, this is not required. It's better to have everything on your PC. Okay. But in some extreme cases, if you don't have, then we will consider providing environment like this to you with all the tools so that you can learn without much of hiccups. Sure, Chandu. So that being said, if you have any questions, I'll wait for a couple of more minutes and I'll take more questions. If you guys don't have, I will wrap up. Before wrapping up, I would like to highlight that if you are interested to be part of this training, you just go to the link which you have provided and you can directly pay from here. If it is full, if you're paying in full, if you're working professional and if you're paying in full, you can directly pay from here. If you are a student, you have to send email to training@itvarsity.com and we will send you the invoice and then you can pay. Okay, so it's very convenient to you. If you even if you are working professional, if you want us to send invoice, let us know. We'll send invoice for you. So Chaitanya is asking, will we be creating a near real-time application in this bootcamp using all the technologies mentioned? Yes, we will be covering some of the aspects of it using streaming analytics. We will read the data from web server logs, and we will actually dump the data to MongoDB or MySQL, and then we will try to get reports out of it. So definitely we will work on some aspects of it, but we will not be able to build the end-to-end application the way it is done in enterprises. But you will understand all the moving parts clearly. Giri is asking, is this good for CCP exam? I think CCP data engineer, Giri. I'm not 100% sure. Means whatever they highlight as part of the certification exam, we are going to cover those things. But given the difficulty level and also not many people giving that certification exam, I cannot guarantee that by taking this course you will be able to clear the certification. So I haven't given that exam, and I don't hear anyone who gave the exam. So I cannot tell anything with respect to that. But with respect to CCS, Spark, and Hadoop Developer and other certifications, we have enough data to rely on, which will give some insights to us. And most of them tell that whatever I have covered as part of the training is good enough to clear most of the certifications. So let me show you. So there is a success stories category in our in the forums, and you can see that many people have actually acknowledged that they cleared the certifications. CCA, at least as per my knowledge, at least 500 or 600 people have cleared CCA certification. It could be much more than that as well. Okay, any more questions? Those who are on YouTube, if you like this, please click on the like button. Please share with your friends. Again, if you want to make the payment, there is a link in the description. You can click on that and you can make the payment, and we will follow up with you. And beyond 28th, it will be 600. It will be full price. Okay, unless if it is corporate, and if corporates are sending a bulk number of people, there can be some bulk discounts. Otherwise, it will be full price. That being said, thank you very much, and I'll conduct few more sessions like this, and then we'll take it from there. Bye.